Hi, Miss Monson's class. My name is Erick Garcia Ramirez, and I'll be reading a story. First, I'll be reading the original. The Funny Snowman Adventure. I woke up and it snowed. I went to play, but my mom said that when you come back in, I will state the cocoa. Okay, Mom, but can you call my friends, please? Mom, okay. But if they're Mom and Dad, let them, okay. Mom, 10 minutes later, she says that they can come over to play. They came over. Let's build a snowman. Yeah, we said. Then a ball of snow builds itself up. A snowman is alive. Run, everybody. Then my dad is here to help. Then the snowman throws snowballs at us, and my dad throws snowballs at the snowman. I will help you, Dad. Then I go to the car and I start the car and I drive the car, but he hit the car, and I did not know where he was. I got a baseball bat and went to the back, and he opened the back door, and I hit the snowman, and it destroyed the snowman. I got out of the car, and a snowball hit me, and I hit my dad, and he said, "Hit me with a snowball at my head. I will get you back." Then he throws a snowball at me. "You hit me," I said. I will get another one if you don't stop hitting me. I will if you say no. I will get you right now, and Dad, you would not get me. I am too big. Wonderful. So I'm going to read now my adapted story, which is The Funny Snowman Adventure. I woke up in the snow, creating a landscape so vast, wider than the clouds. It looked like clouds themselves were on the ground. The mountains looking like a giant vanilla swirled ice cream, melting with bits of dark chocolate chips on top and on the sides. I was still looking through the window, and then looked up above towards the sky. I see the stars sparkle and shimmer in the sky, a colorful ocean wave of dark blue, and further down north to the horizon, seeing the sun rays showing a spectrum of hot and warm colors into the morning view. I took my pajamas off and put on some warm and comfortable clothes to wear, and went to play outside. But before stepping out the door, my mom called me out, "Leon!" And then she said to me with an appealing voice, "When you come back in, I will state the cocoa." I replied back, "Okay, Mom, but can you call my friends, please, Mom, and see if they can come over?" She thought about it for a few moments and replied, "Okay, but if their Mom and Dad let them." I replied back, "Okay, Mom." My mom had talked to my friends' parents through the phone. 10 minutes later, she then tells me that they can come over today, and so they did. It didn't take them too long to get here. When they arrived, we immediately then started to play outside in the snow in front of my house. They were around my age, so it's pretty fun to be with friends who I can play comfortably around with. They all wore warm, comfortable clothing also, so that the cold wouldn't bother us too much, and we simply played in the snow like little trolls that we are. I called out to my friends with a young, heroic, and mighty voice, as if I was the team leader of the pack. "Urza, Ace, and Ryan, I have an idea. I have a fun idea." I announced my idea, like if it was an excellent and brilliant one. "Let us build a snowman," raising my fist to the sky with pride. Silence was upon me. I looked at my friends, putting my hand down, and they responded back. "Yeah, sure," Urza replied, with not much care. Of course, being the serious type in the group, she was always act like a grown-up at times, which wasn't really fun, but she is caring enough to be with when she needed while have fun. Well, sorry about that. Caring enough to be with when she needed while having fun. To be completely honest, she always seemed to be scary when she gets serious. Ace goes on and continues, "Okie dokie, I'll help," with a cheerful voice and ready to help. Knowing him, he would always help out in any fun activities like these. A little at times, a bit clumsy and sort of dumb when he's on his own, but when he's with others, he would always lend a hand to one another and be very helpful about it as well. Lastly, Ryan goes into a very dramatic act and bows before me as bows before me on one knee, and then he speaks. Of course, sire, we shall build a snowman. He continues on. If we can make one stable enough to stand, of course, he says doubtfully. You could say he's the kind of person to be cheeky, but also very creative at the same time, as well, of course, be doubtful in some ways. I just looked away and rolled my eyes like I didn't hear what he just said, and continued on convincing them, with a little, but with a little more excitement. Let's build a snowman. It's gonna be fun. They all looked at each other and nodded at each other as they agreed and shouted, Lego! They were easily convinced because we were all great friends and agreed to anything, even after not agreeing to something in the first try. All my friends scattered around and helped out into making the snowman, while I myself was making the body and head of the snowman. Ursa went to get some wood for the arms into a place called White Woods, not too far from where we were, but just a few steps from my house. Ace and Ryan will be helping each other along the way into the woods as well, finding a carrot for the nose, rocks or pebbles for the smile, eyes, and buttons on its chest. They had to be with one another, or else one of them would end up being clumsy and not find the parts that we needed for the snowman. And of course, they might end up getting lost, since they're not that smart like Ursa, or me as well. They finally returned out of the woods and set the things aside to figure out where to put them in the right place on the snowman. While Ursa finished up putting the arms, the rest of us finished up the snowman with mostly both Ace and Ryan doing all the work. They knew what they were doing, better than I could expect to do on my own. Everything was going well as minutes passed by, when suddenly, at the corner of my right eye, I noticed something strange and odd about the snow. A pile started to move around and form into a ball, just like the one I was making, only twice its size or even bigger. I kept going. The enormous figure started to appear and form into a man covered in snow and much bigger than a regular man. The snow was now beginning to drag the snow that we were standing on into itself, quickly as it takes in the snowman. They were finishing building as well. We watched as our snowman gets sucked in by the strange snow. That we started to panic and run away from it into the woods. Into the white woods we ran in. We ran as quickly as we can, but I stopped and shouted to everyone to stop running. Looking back and saw what was happening from a distance. A giant and not so scary looking snowman kind of reminded me of the snowman from the movie Frozen. We saw that a few seconds later, he then turned into a much scarier snowman than it was before, like it did in the movie Frozen also. Still be able to see what was happening in front of my house. We all hid behind trees as we see the mysterious figure shape into a huge snowman with sharp eyes, spikes around a few parts of its body, mostly big ones around its fingertips, back feet, and dragon-looking teeth. We were all amazed at the same time, frightened by the thing. As was extremely scared by it. Ace was extremely scared by it, as I can see clearly on his face as he stares at it. He probably wet his pants, not in the least. I looked back at it and saw the giant snowman's right hand up in the air and its palm pointed straight our direction. It was shooting snowballs out of its palm, shattering through the wood of the trees, including the ones that we were hiding behind. We all ran away before it shot its snowballs at us and hid under a tree, underneath its roots that we spotted, and went in as we crawled inside. Waited there till everything suddenly stopped. Hearing giant footsteps come towards us from behind of the tree, and I could only see what was happening in front of us, which was nothing but the woods itself covered in snow. I heard the giant snowman's steps passing by our hiding place. I thought it had finally left us and gone away. That's what I thought. When we then heard its footsteps come closer to us, it walked behind the tree that we were hiding in, and around the corner it came, and pulled up both of its enormous hands facing at us with its sharp claws as well. Everyone was frightened, until all of a sudden a snowball hits the giant snowman on the east side of its face, and my dad comes out of nowhere and starts to throw more snowballs at the giant snowman. The giant snowman then begins to run away while throwing snowballs at my dad at the same time. Man versus beast. I then yelled to my dad, "I will help you, Dad." Spontaneous as I am, I ran out of the woods while my friends were still hiding and my dad was still pulling off the snowman on his own as much as he can. I then got out of the woods and looked for my dad's car that I knew he arrived with. I saw it and looked inside and saw the keys as well. I opened the door, hopped in, shut the door, put on my seatbelt, and started the car. I drove into the woods too fast, and I accidentally drove into a different way and went up a hill. As I got to the top of the cliff, I directly flew right into the running snowman, crashed and screamed through the sky and falling down. As I landed on him, all the snow flew over the place and covered everyone in snow. The car then got stuck in the snow. I looked out of the car and saw outside if the snow was actually gone. I saw a baseball bat in the back seat, and I reached to the back and grabbed it quickly. As I grabbed it, a hand made out of snow appeared on the back car window and went down, opening the back car window, and wham! I smashed the snowman's hand with my bat and jumped out of the car and landed into the ground on my feet. I looked around and cheered that I defeated the snowman completely. I felt like a true hero would. Then a snowball hit me in the back of my head and saw my dad smiling at me and said, "Good job, son." I was glad, but at the same time a bit annoyed that I got hit with the snowball from him. So then I threw a snowball right back at him. "You hit me with a snowball on the head, I'll get you back," he responded after he got hit on the head and made a ball of snow and threw them all at me. "You hit me," I shouted at him and was really annoyed. "I will give you another one. If you don't stop hitting me, I will if you say no. I will get you," I kept on shouting. Even though my dad heard me, he got confused, but still kept on throwing snowballs at me. "Dad, you will not get me. I am too big," I shouted loudly. He got even more confused at what I said and looked at me with a strange look. It was my chance. I had to throw my snowball right back at him, and so I aimed and threw it right at his face. Multiple snowballs flew at him. I only threw one and saw lots that I didn't throw. So confused as well of what happened, I looked behind me and saw my friends with snowballs in their hands. We smiled at each other and was very happy to see them. Ready and aimed, we all threw snowballs at my dad together as one, making him fall to the ground so hard that we made him shout, "I give up." I cheered and celebrated with my friends while high-fiving them all. I then looked back at my dad and saw him lay there on the ground full of snow. I walked right up to him and said to him as he looked at me, "Gotcha," and ran back home with my friends. As I got home, I went inside the house and took off my shoes because they were filled with snow from playing outside too much, and saw my mom stick the cocoa on the dinner table. I was excited to see what my mom presented to me, that she then sees behind me my friends outside, and told me to let them come in and be stated by the cocoa as well. They took their shoes off and came in, and we were all granted permission to drink the cocoa, and we all cheered with laughter while doing it. I could have gotten home without my friends. No matter how big or small the problem is, they would always be there to help me out whenever I needed the most. The end.